so let's do some puzzles. I'm just gonna do survival probably until we begin, and let's do some survival. Rings were fun. Are they on your YouTube? Yes, that is a tier list. It was on my YouTube. And yeah, all right, what do we have here? Even materials, you just win a knight, just takes. Checkmate. Kings are mirroring. Should be an ice skater with rookie 1 here. You go rookie 1. Things are just a Prosciutone 06 with Prime. They Kino World Championship for 37 months. Did you win the morning? No, I did not, unfortunately, win in the morning Title Tuesday. But yeah, I played Title Tuesday to start the stream, like every Tuesday stream. And that's that. Okay, so it's check, and it should be mate in 2. So let's go check and mate. Takes. Classic ice skater. King is stuck on the back rank. Take. There we go. All right, now there's queen h4. Clean checkmate here. King can't go anywhere. Queen d2. Checkmate with the pawn and the queen. King has no escape squares. Should be check. You have a battery here, so you take with check, and you go queen h. Oh, it doesn't make me play the last move. All right, so here there's check, and then mate with the queen and the pawn. Check, and then checkmate with the queen pawn. GG's. All right, here we have queen f7. Collect the rook, and of course it's another ice skater. King is stuck behind the 2 pawns. All right, here you go check, and then rook takes, and it's mate. King has no squares again. We are live. When do I do 24-hour stream? That I don't know about, honestly. It's been a very long time. I think I did a 24-hour stream in 2021, if I remember correctly. Now here you're down a rook and a bishop, but the king is a little bit weak, so I think if you go here, king simply has no squares. Checkmate. Go check. Now with the pawn and the knight, the king is basically ice skated once again. King has no squares. Why is it called an ice skater? Because Felix Longgel, also known as XQC, a famous streamer on Twitch, he called the back rank checkmate an ice skater, and ever since we used the terms of the legend himself, the great warlord. So I think you take, and then you're hitting the king and the rook, and it's just winning. I'm just rookie 8. Probably h2 is winning here, because you're going to make a queen. So you go here, you take, and now you block the diagonal with e4. Pawns cut off the bishop, and then you make a queen next move. So you just push, pawn guards a pawn, then you make a queen because the bishop can't cover this diagonal. If you check, you go check, and as you see, the king and the rook don't do anything. You just take, and it's just game over. 51st win today. We'll see if I win today. I mean, Title Tuesday has become an incredibly strong event. Every single one is very, very hard to win. So I don't win by the clip that I once did, or at the rate that I once did. Now here you're down a lot of material, so you go check, and then the king is simply stuck here. You cover the critical squares. King can't move anywhere. You just take. Okay, here it's probably check with the classic Pyramid of Giza, I assume. And you're also hitting the rook on h7, so it's also a classic 90-degree right triangle as well. I assume you take with a fork, and I don't know if you take the rook or not, but it looks correct. So after takes, you have check, winning the rook on b7. So I assume you take it, you just scoot up. Okay, that's good. Here you take, and now the king and the rook are stuck in the corner. King has no squares. So here should be check, f6 check, fossil, winning the queen on e8, and now you win the queen. How long have I played chess for? Far too long. Okay, what do we have? Rook f2. Probably it's like knight g4 if I had to guess, just because you want to attack the rook and the pawn. So I assume this is correct. I assume you take check here, and then eat the rook in the corner. It looks pretty good. Check, eat the rook in the corner, then you have a bishop and a knight versus one lone knight. So you take, and that's good. Takes, probably you take the bishop, I guess, and then you check and win the rook. Probably looks correct. Okay, here you just take, and you go bishop c5, and you collect the queen on this diagonal. Probably check, and now it's a classic smothered checkmate. King is simply stuck in the corner here, no squares. And you just take on h3. King has no squares again, it's just stuck. Can I post this on YouTube? I could. Now I think queen g3 is mate in 1. Queen guards knight, checks the king. King has no squares, and that's GG. Okay, what do we have here? This should be checkmate in 4. You go check here, and then queen 1 mate with the bishop and the queen. 1 2 3, you go here, bishop covers the queen. King simply has no squares that it can go to. Thank you so much to TJ for the prime. They had cantrips for the tier 1 as well. Thank you so much to cantrips, appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, what do we have? There's check, knight covers. Now you check and you eat the queen, and it's game over. Queen and the knight work together, game over. White's up a pawn here. King's a little bit loose in the corner, so I assume you go here, and I think you go, if you check, the king comes up, so you go here. Otherwise you would mate, so he checks, so you take, Now I think you check, block, takes, and you run the king over, eat the pawn, and you win the king and pawn endgame. You go here, takes, not e4 because the king e2, but you go here, you keep the king in front of the pawn. Should be checkmate in 1. Probably rook takes f2 is good here because you can just block with the classic fossil and you win the queen in the corner. Rook d8's no good. Probably you go rook takes e6 just to win a pawn. You have rook d8 check here to win the bishop. It looks pretty good. Rook e7 not quite as good, so I assume you check, and that's good. Okay, now here an opening position, probably takes knight g5 with the fossil. You win the bishop on g4 and it looks really good. So let's take, check, take the bishop. I'm guessing you give up the queen because you win the knight, and with these knights all forking all over the board, it's very good for white. Trade, you go check here with the rook, creating a bit of a kebab and some confusion here because if black takes the rook, then you win the queen because the rook is guarding. So you go check, and now when he moves up, you go check, and after g6 you go queen e7, checkmate. King has no squares. That's GG. You take, and good enough. All right, what is the meaning of the term fossil? The meaning of the term fossil is you create a fossil. Now whoa, what's going on here? So white is about to queen, so if you push the pawn, white makes a queen with check and wins the game. So must be here. And I'm guessing you go c2 and king b1. If you go there, that's good. Okay, so here there are a couple possibilities, but I think it's just check, takes, rook in the pawn, and now you go bishop here, make a queen, and end the game very conveniently. So we go here, check, make a queen. That's good. Now there's knight d5 here, which is a pretty good move. If rook e4, there's rook d5. Knight f6 takes. You simply have a rook for a knight, so it's pretty good. So you can just go check and take the knight. What is a fossil? A fossil is, you know, something that you discover in the ground. So a fossil is a discovery. So when you discover something on the board of chess, it's like when you discover a fossil in the ground. Okay, so I think you go check, and now you have bishop g4 attacking the queen. If he takes, it's mate. You don't move the queen, you just lose the queen. So this is good. So you just take the queen, or do you move the rook? Wait, you can move the rook here, but then white has rook f1, I guess. So probably you just take. Yeah, you just take and take. Check, probably check and then takes. Mate. No, you actually have a lolly. You go check here, queen c6, you guard the pawn, and you mate in 1. Check, and here you guard this pawn, and you lolly on b7. So this is good. So you can take, I guess, and now you play d5, creating a fossil here because you discover the rook in the ground, the dinosaur bones in the ground with d5, but at the same time you discover the rook, but if he takes the queen, he loses his queen. So you're discovering stuff in the process. This is what a fossil is. You're discovering the dinosaur in the ground. So you go here, and now you take because everything's under attack, and I think you take because you get a queen here. You take, and that's good enough. Did you know you can play these puzzles against Stockfish 15.1? No, I did not know that. Now I assume you go here, and I think you take because you're trying to make a checkmate on the back rank, but you're also attacking the rook on f7, so white can't stop everything without losing materials. I assume you go check, and now you go here and you create a classic ladder checkmate. You go here with the ladder, no rook e6 because the pawn covers, although he does have rook e7. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe here you go rook here first, because then if he goes rook e7, you go check, block, and then rook h1 to win the rook on e1. And if he goes king g1, then you scoot over, and then when he goes here, the king's on the wrong square, so he can't go back. So it's here, check, and win the rook. Very good. I think there's a steal for the 7 and EDM blows for the 8 months. Thanks so much to steal in EDM. I assume e3 is correct, just going for the kill. And now probably e2, you keep pushing p and make a new queen at the end of the board. Just sidestep and just take the queen. Probably king f2 is right, or is it f4 tricky? Go f4 rook a1. That looks like a draw. F4 rook a1, king g3. Maybe not so clear. If you go king f2, king f2 looks kind of right, but it also looks kind of wrong. I think it's actually f4, and then you go king here, and then f3 f2. Yeah, that's good. And now you just checkmate in Uno because the knight checks the king and the queen guards the bishop. Yeah, queen guards the bishop. Game over. 49, don't jinx it. Yeah, now here it's probably check, block, check. So it's check, and now you tickle with this check, attacking the king. Can't take with the queen because then you capture the king. If he takes with the king, then you lose the queen. And when you take with the pawn, I have check and I win the game. probably it's rook f1 or it's queen d1. This is not obvious. Wait, this is actually not obvious at all. So wait, if you go check here, check king f2, there's no instant win there, but I think it's something like rook d8. I think it's check, and then rook d8 to claim the lane for the rook. It is. And now I think you go check, king up, and then rook d3, and you collect materials. So check and rook d3. Now you check and you win more materials. Now here there are problems on the dark squares for black. c7 and d6. You can play bishop f4, bishop d4. f4 doesn't look right. Bishop d4, queen b8 looks right, but I don't see the continuation. But if you don't do that, if you count the pawns here, black is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, white is 1 2 3 4 5 6, so white's have a pawn. Magus is online. Yes, he's gonna be playing Title Tuesday. I'm aware of that. Thank you. No, maybe it's actually queen a4 and then you threaten bishop f4 because the queen guards. Yeah, I think it's actually queen a4 and now you have bishop f4 because the queen guards it. Okay, it's check, so it's white's move here. This isn't a video. Yeah, we're live. You go here, king b2 and just take. Simply up materials, queen g1. I think you go bishop g2 threatening mate in 1. Now there's queen e1, queen b4. You have to come up with some checks here on dark squares against the light square king. This is not obvious actually, but I think it's here. And now you go rook f1, threaten the checkmate, and the king is stuck. Also the queen covers a square, so you can't check and come back to e4. So I think this just wins. And now you go here and it's mate in 1 because of the right triangle. Takes, and here, oh, that's good. Sunshine is pretty, yeah, it's a little bit on me, a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. So I'll do one more and then we'll stop for now. There's knight f5, there's also check, there's also knight c2. What are the moves? There's sunray on your face. I'm aware of the sunray, you guys. Sorry, what can I do about it? Knight f5 is no, I think you go check and then you go here to stop the knight f6 move, and then you just eat the rook in the corner. That's good. Check here, or queen, or no, you go check, and then rook e6 is mate because the bishop holds the rook, and the bishop holds the square, and the pawn holds the other retreating square, so the king gets stuck. Yeah. Now you can take the queen, but he takes your pawn. But I assume this is right. You just go here, takes, and then take the bishop, or you take it like this. This is also good. Knight d4 is a move. Knight g1 actually works. So you take, and then you check, and then you come back and you stop the pawn, and you stop the juicer. That's good. All right, what's going on here? You are missing some pieces. I think I've actually seen this puzzle before. I think it's f4, or is it rook g5? I had this puzzle in one of the Puzzle Rush events, but I can't remember whether it was takes or f4. I think I might have played f4 and it was wrong. Although I also feel like I might have played rook g5 too. I don't know which one's right, so I'm gonna trust my instinct that I think it's f4, right? It's f4. It is. Okay, so my mind is correct. At least I remember the correct one. Anyway, you guys, we have a couple minutes left until Title Tuesday, so let me change the scene.